Hello, everyone, and welcome to another XTIVIA Live Session, What Insurers Need to Know About Serving Policyholders in Today's Digital Economy, with Lynn Scheurell. My name is Alex Killian, and I'm the video producer and editor on XTIVIA's marketing team. Before we dive into our live session this morning, I want to tell you just a little bit about our company. Since 1992, XTIVIA has established a proven reputation as a company that delivers leading-edge IT solutions and technology support for our clients' specific requirements. Our service areas include mobile app development, BIDW, CRM, ERP, data management, web portal, digital experience design, and EIM services and solutions. And our success really stems from a demonstrated ability to deliver deep expertise via professional services. We try to empower our clients to leverage their chosen technology successfully, competitively, and profitably. And XTIVIA has offices in Colorado, New York, New Jersey, Missouri, Texas, and Virginia. This morning, we'll be hearing from Lynn Scheurell, the Lead Digital Strategist for XTIVIA. Lynn has been creating experiences through content and copy in digital marketing and messaging since 1998. And she's known for her unique perspective, her empowering, positive mindset, and her abilities as a high communicator to deliver significant value. She translates complex concepts into simple clarity for practical action. Lynn, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're excited to hear what you have to share with us.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm excited to share. I pretty much grew up in insurance. My mom was one of the first females in that case, it was the State Farm system, but she knew everything. They would come to her for, corporate would come to her to answer questions. So if you're hearing a lapping sound, that would be my dog that just decided to drink out of her bowl right now. So anyway, so I've actually been a producer for insurance. I've ran a temp agency for insurance personnel. I was a lead adjuster for healthcare claims. So I've been around insurance. I know insurance. And, as a consumer, insurance is what you pay for, but you never want to use, but you need it, right? So, so let's talk about some definitions that are going to be helpful for the conversation today. Let's talk about what's happening in your clients' minds, your customers' minds. And in this case, we're talking policyholder, agent, adjuster. So we're talking about the whole landscape of customer when we say customer. We're going to talk about some insurance trends that you need to know and what the next steps are in developing a strategy for digital transformation to deliver a more robust policyholder experience and policyholder, agent, and adjuster experience. So what we're talking about when it comes to the digital economy are concepts like this. People expect seamless, fast, and invisible technology that they can access on the go. In a sales conversation, they want to do the research on their own. And in a post-transaction service, people want to do as much as they can on their own. It's no longer a business as usual situation. It's business as customers drive it. So to accommodate this dynamic shift in focus for business today, enterprises really need to, insurers, and interestingly enough, just on a digression, insurers, banks, utility companies, these are established organizations with long histories. And so they really need to, they're starting to change. And that's where we're going to talk about the trends. But there's a transformation in people, processes, and even profit centers. So they're more customer-centric. In this case, policyholder-centric. So they're more innovative. They're predictively responsive. So in other words, the process of digital transformation must be adopted to stay ahead of the customer. Again, that's policyholder, agent, adjuster. The transformation has to be adopted to stay ahead of those, your audience, their demands, and you need to do this in order to remain sustainably competitive in business. Because as one is moving, all the others are going to move, and it's going to really start taking off. And as you know, business is not about the transaction or the deal or the close. Instead, it's about the relationships between your policyholders and your stakeholders and the brand, the employees and the company. So these relationships are fostered by leveraging technology to automate repeatable processes and engagements and determine personalization by understanding harvesting data. Technology streamlines the workflows and processes that employees need to support their own peak performance and their ability to connect with customers. So, and policyholders and agents and, and adjusters. I mean, the whole thing is facilitated by transformation, but digital transformation is not about only the technology. It's about the people and the processes. So we're also talking about future-proof IT. And, every IT professional I have ever shared this with just rolls their eyes, because future-proof is sort of like a buzzy kind of word. And admittedly, it's true. But in this case, what we're trying to get at when we say future-proof IT, it means that your systems are stable, secure, scalable. They will grow with you as your business grows, even if you don't know what that means yet. It means preparing in advance for continuous transformation with components that adjust to meet compliance and changing regulations and changing needs in the marketplace. For example, I believe that we just worked with one insurer by adding a policyholder self-service portal, and that reduced the call volume for people calling in for customer support. So that was actually a big shift in that organization. And then we also built an agent portal that resulted in more than 66% more quotes being generated because it was easier. So what used to take an hour now takes like 5 or 10 minutes. Agents actually want to use the system. So, these are examples of what these qualities are all about. Digital transformation, wrapping the business workflows and technology around the policyholder and the agent, next level customer experience because it's all self-service, invisible technology, and future-proof in terms of infrastructure. It's a lot. This is kind of the money slide. This is the big kahuna of what we're talking about. But the other big kahuna in any business is your customer. So your customer, they've got a conversation happening in their mind. So your customer doesn't roll out of bed thinking, let me ask an agent to check the underwriting status of actuarial tables to determine my premium rate. That's not it. They just want answers to real world questions. And some of these are the questions that they're thinking about. Technology helps insurers answer those questions when systems are designed properly. And too often insurers are postponing digital transformation, meaning in transformation, remember, they need to solve the difficulty of underwriting policies, managing claims, digitizing quote to bind and e-signature process. But it's no longer optional to get this transformation moving in your insurance company because customers expect instant access to statements, invoices, quotes, requests for service, transactions. They don't want to talk to a customer service person unless there's just no way around it. So insurers really need to meet the conversation that's happening in their customer's mind, whether, again, that customer is the policyholder, the agent, the adjuster, any stakeholder involved in the process. It just needs to be easier so that the conversations flow better, the relationships are built, and a lot of this can be solved through customer-centric digital transformation, meaning the system, the people, the processes, and even the profit centers. So let's talk about trends. And whoa, this is cool. Well, here, let me just, this is based on my research. I went out and looked to see what's happening in insurance. These trends are not necessarily unique to the insurance industry, but they will have a significant impact on how insurance as a business is handled. So these are disruptions that are going to determine ultimately the competitive edge that an insurer has in the market. It's about having a strategy to build trust and deliver greater value and engage policyholders with personalized services that simplify their lives. The questions that any insurer needs to ask include whether to buy or build these solutions, how scalable their current software is. They need to be able to assess the expertise of their in-house developer talent and ask what's best for their business, their policyholders, their agents, for everyone involved in their system. For example, we have helped many insurers actually leverage technology to facilitate this kind of digital transformation. We've built out solutions that speed time to market and support user adoption across a number of business use cases, including things like I think I mentioned the policyholder portal, an agent or broker portal, underwriter portal, member mobile app, member portal, provider portal, employer portal, like all the portals, customer service department portal, claims portal, digital workplace portal, websites, we have the whole range. And we've worked with all different insurers, P&C, life, health, work comp, reinsurance. All of these insurers have set themselves up as digital enterprises that differentiate themselves from and gain advantage over the competition by providing an exceptional experience for all their stakeholders. And internally, we have a number of business units that handle different aspects of these projects and may work across business units to deliver on really extensive projects. So, if we're looking at these, switching to a digital first business model, always insurance companies have relied on a lot of paper. Just a lot of paper. And, back in the day when I was a producer, every application had to be in paper, and there were multiple copies, and it was just a hot mess, really. I mean, now I look back but now it's digital first. So moving to a digital first orientation is going to streamline everything that happens. Of course, we have to look at legacy system modernization. And not only is it modernizing systems to upgrade to be with contemporary best practices, but you have to consider mobile, machine learning, chatbots, smartphone insurance, virtual claims, drone inspections. There's so many things happening that are changing how insurance is done, and you've got to be ready for that with your IT infrastructure. Also, everybody involved is now a self-service user. So you've got to have access and security and permissions, and you've got to, experience design means thinking about what are they going to experience and making sure you have the content and the process matched to that point in their journey. So everybody's self-service now, right? So also the cloud is calling. So it used to be that the cloud was like, oh, it's good for cost savings, but really it's about speed, flexibility, and scalability. And if you're not on the cloud, you're probably, there's consequences to that. I don't need to talk about that stuff. We're going to just focus on the positive. So also using APIs. So an API, I forget what it's called. It's something application protocol, blah, blah, blah. Every XTIVIan is now just, yelling at me in their mind, I know. But anyway, an API is a little thing that makes systems talk to each other. So if you have two systems that each has data about your customer, you need those things to talk to each other. So APIs solve efficiency issues, data management, automated processing. And by the way, if you're a tech person watching this webinar, I'm really sorry that I wasn't more technical about that, but you know what that means. So, and then wearable tech. Wearable tech is changing everything because underwriters now have to think about, underwriters used to just think about, bodily injuries or whatever, but there's potential software errors, or what if information gets hacked, or what happens if somebody is in a car accident wearing wearable tech, like what's the liability? Is it P&C or is it, health, or, so there's all kinds of things that are coming from these trends. These were the ones that I felt were the most significant. And it's, it's a changing world out there. You got to be ready. So let's talk about 6 keys to how you can serve your policies in today's digital economy. These are about preparing for digital transformation. And remember, digital transformation, first of all, I don't really like the phrase digital transformation because I think it's a little bit of a misnomer, but that's just me. But it doesn't really ever end. It just doesn't end. It only helps you. Digital transformation only helps you get to your next level of frictionless enterprise, your frictionless operations, your future-proof technology, your customer-centric or policyholder-centric solutions and services. So the first thing you got to know, do your business departments and your IT teams work together in alignment? They just have to not only be aligned, but share the responsibility for achieving organizational targets together. So each really needs to, at the very least, be familiar with each other's operations, the processes, the projects, what's going on. They should know who works in what team and what the connections are. And there needs to be open, consistent communication to make sure everybody is pulling towards company goals. Number 2, do your employees know that they are a customer service agent first? And it doesn't matter where that employee is in their actual functional role in the organization, customer service first. In this, each and every employee has to put customer service, their needs and wants, as the priority. So every staff person is, even if they're not customer facing or public facing, they're still a customer service agent, because without customers, what do we have, right? That's what business is about. So, and customer centricity, you'll probably hear that. It's a little bit of a buzzword. It's another one of those buzzy things, but it's the key to sustainable business advantage. It's the only one that's really sustainable, because if you're not wrapping around your customer, then what are you doing? Was that my inside voice? So your customer centricity is about your brand's customer experience, knowing what your customers want, need, and expect. And that is how you can deliver and forecast to meet their needs both for today and tomorrow. 3, let's talk about the cloud. Are you ready to elevate? So your company has to be ready to scale resources as needed by working with cloud technologies. Other than security protected data or apps, just about anything else can be hosted in the cloud, which gives you maximum agility, scalability, flexibility, cost savings. It reduces your organization's digital footprint, and you're not paying for resources you don't need. So the cloud is just, win, 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 win all over the place. So if you're not doing that, think about it now. This is your invite. So number 4, are your employees able to work and collaborate in digital workspaces? This is just vital. They have to be able to work from anywhere, anytime, from any device, supported by a secure and flexible infrastructure. And this is probably where digital transformation came from, because they were probably, digitizing operations or whatever. But really, your documents, your apps, intranets, everything really needs to be cloud-based or digitally available, so that your employees have peak performance and your customers have peak experiences. And engagement. That's, maybe that's another word to put in there. But anyway, I'm thinking out loud. Number 5, will your employees be open to adopting cross-functional team communication, workflows, and projects? Because digital transformation, when done right, it breaks down silos. So it doesn't matter if those silos are in technology or performance or corporate culture or whatever, team by team by team, it doesn't matter. Your employees need to be able to adapt with all that change and be willing to pivot in order to, as you learn from data and insights from procedures and project results and things like that, they need to be able to pivot to meet those changing conditions. So customer trends, input, feedback, even just the process of doing this digital transformation on its own will it's going to surface things. So your employees really just need to be able to dance with that. And, who doesn't like dancing, really? So, and maybe that's just me, I don't know. But okay, so number 6, do your business leaders have the skills to create a digital transformation strategy for your company? In many organizations, leaders actually lack the cross-functional skills needed to take into consideration aspects of next level strategic planning to ensure that your company stays relevant, competitive, and valuable to your market. And that can leave a gap that will slow, stall, or even stop parts of the digital transformation process. This happens because, over time, we have our leaders, they're there for a really long time and they have such valuable insight and information, but maybe they haven't kept up on what's happening in the digital economy. And so you might need to either bring people in or consult with people who have these skills. You might need to invest in your employees to make sure that they're on the growing edge. But when you put all these keys together, these are how you operationalize transformation to serve your policyholders in today's digital economy. So, and I know this is a lot of information, and I know I'm moving fast, but I get excited. So let's talk about, what do you do with all this information? And really, 3 steps: vision what you want, assess where you are, find the gaps, put those in a priority order, and make a plan. So that's really, it's deceptively simple because, that took 15 seconds to say. That could take 15 months to make happen. So hopefully not that long, but it does take time. It really does. When you're looking at digital transformation for next gen experience, there's a lot to consider in every process, workflow, team, department, your IT, everything. So the ideal is you start with what's ideal, vision the possibilities, and you can, by the way, borrow from other industries for this. You can look at what other people are doing and go, oh, well, I saw, Amazon, Uber, Airbnb, all the big disruptors, they did this, or I had this experience or whatever. You can borrow from that and see how to adapt that for your own company. So vision what you want, vision what's possible, assess what you've got, figure out where the gaps are, what needs to happen, and put those into an action plan and just prioritize them. So that is, it's deceptively simple. And I don't mean to be making it deceptive. If you want to talk about it, I would love to talk to you about your transformation strategy. So, feel free to ping anytime. So, and now I do want to share a little bit about what we're doing as a company around digital transformation leadership. Most companies today will think about digital transformation as digitizing or streamlining or stabilizing or cleaning shop on where they are today, just to be current with today's needs and best practices. But innovation and competition is right around the corner. And insurers really just have to be on top of things. There's very little wiggle room when it comes to making the needed investments of time and energy and funds and employees to optimize infrastructure and ensure policyholder centricity on every level. And you can jumpstart the process by hiring a trusted partner who specializes in various aspects of digital transformation, everything from discovery and assessment to planning and training to technology and implementation. And as I said, this is a shameless plug to have a chat. I would love that. And any of our trusted advisors would love that. So our goal is to make sure that you have what you need in the end for your projects, whether or not that's with us. We just want to help. We're here to be your partner and a resource in whatever way that works best for your company. So, you can't afford to wait until conditions are perfect to start your digital transformation. You cannot do digital transformation like everybody else does, because there is no one size fits all. That's what's really hard about digital transformation. You can't just go, oh, well, that company did it that way, so we can too. I mean, there's things you might be able to pull from it, but really your strategy, your process is going to need to fit your company. Your organization is unique in how you got to where you are, what your story is, and where you want to go in your future. So you can't really afford the luxury of not doing digital transformation, and you can't afford to do it in the way that everybody else does it, right? Make sense? So, and again, the good news is XTIVIA has your back. I looked yesterday. I just wanted to know, we've had something like 370 engagements with insurers on projects since 2016. That's amazing. That is amazing. So, like everything else we do, I'm just going to, with complete transparency, put it out there. We want to learn about you and your organization to see how we can simplify your digital transformation process. So in the end, you just want to let your customers drive your business. Let your policyholders tell you what they want. Respond by being ready for implementing digital transformation so you can deliver increasingly targeted value to your policyholders. Enjoy the rewards of long-term relationships and your next level policyholder and agent and adjuster success. So that concludes the formal portion of our program today. But I do want to reiterate, I really do mean that. I would love to have a conversation. Ping me. Here's my email, here's my phone, here's my LinkedIn, here's my Skype. I might even be able to find smoke signals. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Anyway, reach out. I would love to have an opportunity to learn about you and your organization. So, and there we have it. So, Alex, have we gotten any questions, or are we over time? I don't even know where we're at. I just got excited. I just started rolling.
We're actually right on time. It was like you planned it perfectly.
Of course I did.
So much, Lynn. Yeah, definitely reach out to Lynn if you've got any questions or want to talk about any of this stuff. She's a great resource. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Another reminder, these XTIVIA Live sessions are happening every fourth Thursday of the month, so make sure to tune in for the next one. And if you enjoyed this, please give us a comment, subscribe to our channel so you can see all of our content we're putting up. And we will see you next time. Lynn, thank you so much again.
Thank you.